Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Kev's Movie Corner. I am Kev and this week we are talking about A Night at the Opera. This movie was released in 1935. It is a Marx Brothers film. If you've never heard of the Marx Brothers, they're a comedy foursome. This one is a trio. This is the first film actually after they left Paramount and went to MGM. And the first film also without the fourth brother, Zeppo, in it. So this stars Groucho, Chico, and Harpo Marx. It's just over an hour and a half long. The brief synopsis from IMDb is a sly business manager and the wacky friends of two opera singers in Italy help them achieve success in America while humiliating their stuffy and snobbish enemies. This is a very slapsticky comedy movie. If you've ever seen a Marx Brothers film, I know we talked about one a few weeks ago on here. Duck Soup, I believe, is the one we watched a few weeks. Was that the one that we watched a few weeks ago? We did watch one a few weeks ago. This one is it's kind of if you've never watched one, it's kind of Three Stooges-esque. But anyway, this movie starts in Italy with Otis Driftwood is Groucho Marx's character. Introducing a wealthy woman who he is her business manager to the leader of the New York, or the director of the New York Opera, to try to get her to donate $200,000 to the opera company so that they can hire a tenor from Italy, supposedly one of the best tenors in the world. They end up who kind of is in this movie, he's kind of not a very nice person. He's kind of a rude, just kind of a mean person. So you've got Groucho Marx playing this just over the top business manager who's just ridiculous in trying to get this woman to donate this money. At the same time, he's also proposing marriage to her because of how much money she has. And he's trying to get this guy over to New York from Italy. When after this whole dinner ordeal goes over, you end up at the opera backstage, where you have Chico and Harpo's characters as well, who end up Harpo's character, who doesn't talk in any of these movies. He's kind of just he's always got a bunch of props and noisemakers and things. He is working for this tenor who is very rude and mean to him, and ends up getting fired almost immediately in the movie. And ends up working against him with Chico and working for another tenor to try to get him overseas, who is fallen in love with the lead female in the show. So you've got this kind of understudy who is not as popular, trying to make his way over, trying to follow his love, the woman, over to the United States, while the horrible singer person is man, I'm a little tired if you didn't notice right now. While the horrible singer is kind of pulling this woman along with him because he's in love with her too, or he's feels that he deserves her almost. So he's kind of trying to set her up with a job over there to try to almost lure her over as well. So, and you just have some slapstick kind of stuff go on. Harpo ends up knocking him out backstage, and Groucho and Chico kind of have a conversation over who's the best, and they have this whole scene about signing a contract, and seems like they don't know who they're talking about and what's going on, and there's just a bunch of random things that go on, obviously, with the slapstick nature of this. They all end up hiring the big named tenor, the very rude one, and taking him on a ship. Groucho ends up on this ship, and then Harpo, Chico, and the other tenor end up as stowaways in Groucho's cabin. And there is a very popular scene in here, or a very popular scene in here, called the stateroom scene, where they have a bunch of people that end up piling into the stateroom at once, like 15 people in this little tiny, like, bathroom-sized room, which is pretty comical. That was really popular, and I guess very difficult to try to figure out how to shoot, and even write, because the writer, like, shredded it. The person who wrote the scene shredded it, and they had to figure out how to put it back together so they could even film it, which I found interesting. But they stow away on the ship. They end up getting found out and being put in jail on the ship. And they do escape. With the help of Groucho. And they do this by imitating three famous airmen who are on the ship as well, tying them up and imitating them. And then when they get to New York, they take over a press conference as them in the city, and basically make a farce of it, and get chased down by the police, and almost get arrested by the police at Groucho's home, after being put in the newspaper that they tried to trick the police department, which is just another just comedy ordeal when the detective is chasing them around Groucho's apartment, which is it's a ton of ridiculous antics. One of the last couple of the last scenes in this are in New York. Groucho is they take place at the opera company. Groucho, Chico, and Harpo end up sabotaging the very rude tenor to try to get their preferred one on stage. There's a big chase scene around the building as they lock the director of the New York Opera, as they knock him out, lock him into several different closets, and then just have the police department chasing them all around the building while an opera is going on with a live audience. And there's just so much randomness going on. They changed the music for the live orchestra. They play baseball in the middle of the of the orchestra. They are changing sets behind the singers. They are. It's just there's just so much going on all over the whole place. Eventually, the leading lady and the second kind of understudy tenor end up on stage and kind of take over the whole opera, and that's where it ends. And it's they end up singing an encore, and that's kind of how the whole thing ends. So it kind of ends with a happy ending with them. So it's kind of a nice little happy ending. I did find a couple interesting things. This movie did pretty well. It almost doubled its budget at the box office. So they spent about $1 million making it. It made almost $2 million at the box office when it came out in 1936. Like I said, this was the first movie after the brothers left Paramount when they signed a contract with MGM. They had a new director, Sam Wood, who was, I guess, very new to dealing with these three, and he was kind of uptight, is a good way to put it. So they took it upon themselves to play a lot of practical jokes on him. At one point, I guess he imposed a fine for people being late on set. And the three brothers ended up trying to make each other late in order to see who they could make each other late. Groucho was the first one who ever paid the $50 fine, because the other two nailed his garage door shut. So eventually the fine was abandoned because they were just over the top with how the dumb things they were doing. So yeah, this was, it sounds like it was kind of a nut house whenever they were filming this too. But it's, yeah, it is a very fun movie. It's really stupid. If you like the Three Stooges and stuff like that, that kind of slapstick, just random comedy, this is a great movie for you. 'Cause it's what it is. It's just a really dumb, just dumb slapstick comedy, which is kind of what they did back in the day. So, I would recommend it to anybody who likes that kind of stuff. So, I think, yeah, I think that's about it for this week. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed the movie. If you did watch it, if not, I think you should go watch it. I think it's worth I think it's worth an hour and a half because, like I said, it's relatively short. So if you like a comedy, I think it's definitely worth an hour and a half. It's not that bad. Next week we are watching Platoon, which I have actually seen. It's been a little while, but that's a war movie. So we're gonna watch that next week. So don't forget to watch that and come back and we'll talk about that next week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and I will talk to you guys then.